Okay, I'm David Dipple. This is the Module 6 Measurement and Significant Digits for the Art Institute in Houston. It's a quick review of much material that's going to be covered in this measurement module. I do encourage you to work through the examples on the handout from my website, then go through this video and work each problem as I go through them. Go ahead and stop as you need to, and then work the skills check in the Module 6, which is Measurement and Significant Digits. Once you finish the skills check, hopefully it's eliminated a lot of the material that needs to be covered, and you'll get stars as much as possible. Then if you do have difficulty working one or more problems, don't spend a lot of time. Just skip through them and then go back and work those sections if it indeed does say that you need to, since you do need a 70% to get credit on each of the modules. You may not have to go back. Okay, on the first one, it says Tom bought a 24-ounce package of candy for $3.27. So we're going to take our $3.27 price per pound. Now you need to remember 24 ounces is ounces, so we need a conversion 16 ounces per pound. So that's your conversion. 24/16 is how much you have. So you take 3.27, your price, per means divided, and you have 24 ounces out of 16 to convert it to a pound. Now in order to actually work that, take 3.27 times, and we flip the second fraction over when we divide. So it's 3.27 times 16 divided by 24. Should be, I believe, 218. Okay, the second one, convert. We go from kilometers to meters. Now there's 1,000 kilometers in a meter, so take this decimal and move it 2 places. So you can move it past the 2, and 2 more makes 2 zeros. So it's 82 with 2 zeros after it. Now you want to go to centimeters. There's 100 centimeters in a meter. So we're going to put hundreds. You're going to put 2 more zeros after it. So it's going to have 2 zeros after these, which is a total of 4 zeros. So it's 82 with 4 zeros, or 820,000 centimeters. Okay, if we have 5.062 feet, the precision is thousandths, because that's our decimal. We have tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. And the accurate, there are 4 significant digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it says significant digits, anything in front of the decimal that's a 0 doesn't. You start with the first number on the left. In this case, it's a 5. And you keep going until you get to the last digit that's not 0. And zeros after the decimal point do count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 significant digits. Okay, convert to Fahrenheit. There's a formula. Fahrenheit is 9/5 centigrade plus 32. Because centigrade, 100 degrees, converts to 212 degrees. That's the boiling point of water. So it's 9/5 centigrade plus 32. So you take your centigrade temperature, 9/5 times 35 plus 32. You can type that in your calculator. 9 times 35 divided by 5 plus 32 should be 95. Okay, then we want to convert 74 kilometers per hour. We want to go to miles per hour. Well, there's a 1 kilometer is 0.6213 miles. And you may or may not need that many decimals. So what we do is we take our kilometers and we multiply so that we can cancel our kilometers. So 74 kilometers, you make a fraction out of these two numbers, 0.6213 and 1. You put the kilometer number on the bottom so that it cancels, and what's left is miles on the top and hours on the bottom. Then take your calculator, 74 times 0.6213. I came up with, I believe, 45.9762. And you have miles left on top, because the kilometers will cancel, and hours left on the bottom. Okay, the best unit to weighing a cat, an animal, things like that. L is liters. Liters are like quarts, or like, think about when you go to the store. You buy a 2-liter bottle. Well, you wouldn't measure a cat in liters, because that's always liquids. Milliliters, again, that's liters, parts of a liter, hundredths of a liter. So any kind of liter conversion is a liquid, so you wouldn't use liquids. So liters and milliliters are both liquid measurements. Then you have three weight measurements. You have a kilogram, you have a gram, and a milligram. Well, if you think medicine, you take milligram tablets, so you wouldn't weigh a cat that way. Grams are like candy, usually 1 or 2 or 3 grams. Well, that's pretty light, so kilogram is the best. It's about half of a pound. So if you just think about different things when you go to the store, liter is like bottles, liquids, milliliters, same thing, they're liquids. And then grams, kilograms, grams are weight, things are weighed, but then think about different objects that you get, like, again, your medicines, candy, things like that, and then kilograms are heavier weighted things. Okay, now they give you 1 liter is about 1.06 quarts. They want to find out 17.4 liters. Well, we're just going to, okay, 1.06 is how many quarts you have for every 1. So times 17.4 liters. So it's just take your calculator, type that in, and you get 18.444 quarts. All right, converting hours to minutes. Well, we need to turn this into a whole fraction. So it's 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 3, times, and there are 60 minutes in an hour. So we have 13/3 hours times 60 minutes in an hour, which is 260 minutes. If I did the arithmetic right, just type that in your calculator. 13 times 60 divided by 3. Now, rounding. 3 significant digits. 3 digits, well, the 0 doesn't count. And then you have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to round off my 3rd digit, which is a 7. After it's a 6, I'm going to round up to an 8, so it's 0.458. Now I have 2 meters, 7 centimeters, 3 meters, 46 centimeters. I personally like to line them up vertically. So I would take my 2, 7, and 3 and 46. Then you can add going down. 2 plus 3 is 5. 7 and 46 is 53. And then it wants meters. So you have 5 meters. And the nice thing about centimeters, and meters is they're just decimals of each other. So it's 5.53. Because centimeters are hundredths of a meter. Oven temperature. Well, if you think about temperature in centigrade, 100 degrees centigrade is where water boils. And when you put something in the oven, it's usually boiling at least the water. So 50 is below boiling, 25 is below boiling. So you want to go over boiling because you want your material in the oven to boil and heat up and cook. So it's going to be over that. Only thing over that is 180. Suppose you want to change 15.3 kilograms to grams. There are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So you move it 1, 2, 3 places. So the 3 is going to be there and 2 zeros after it. So it's 15 and then 3 with 2 zeros after it. 72,000 ounces, we're going to go to a ton. Well, to go from ounces, first need to go to pounds. So 72,000 ounces times 1 pound is 16 ounces, and then your ounces will cancel. So if you just write your units down. Now, to get from pounds to tons, there are 1 ton is 2,000 pounds if it's a standard ton. So now your pounds cancel, and you're left with tons. So now take your calculator, 72,000 divided by 16 divided by 2,000. I come up with 2.25 if I did the arithmetic correctly. Okay, convert 131 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. The formula for that, Celsius is 5/9. If you remember earlier, we did the 9/5 because we had to convert the other way. Now we take our Fahrenheit temperature and we have to shrink it, so it's 5/9 Fahrenheit, and we have to subtract 32 to get your freezing point from 32 degrees down to 0. So you take your 131, subtract 32, which is 99. and then 5/9 times 99 should be 55 degrees centigrade. 728 grams of cereal in a box, and that's 14 servings. So if you'll divide that out first, you'll find out how many grams it is, and then we can convert it. So 728 divided by 14 makes 52 grams in a serving. Now we can take our grams, 52, and multiply by the ratio of pounds and grams is 1 pound is 454 grams. So your grams are canceling. And so if you take that, and then we want to get to ounces, and there are 16 ounces in 1 pound, so those cancel. So you take your 52 divided by 454 times 16 comes out to be 1.83 ounces. Okay, 16 corn sells for 80 cents a kilogram. How much is 860 grams? Well, first we have to convert this. So you move your decimal place, 0.860 kilograms, multiply by that by 80 cents, and you get 0.688 or 69 cents if you're doing it that way. Which number is more precise and which one's more accurate? Well, precision goes on more decimals, so this one has more decimal places. And then accurate, that's you're looking at more at significant digits. So this has 1, 2, 3 significant digits, where in front of the decimal that 0 doesn't count, so it only has 2. Okay, significant digits. 1, the 4 counts, the 5 counts, the 0 counts, and the 3 counts. After that, there's no numerical value. Zeros don't count on the left side of the decimal. So those don't count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. Okay, this 2 counts, 0 counts, 1 counts, the 0 counts, the 3 counts. So you keep going until you run out of numbers bigger than 0, basically. Then after the decimal, they count, but there aren't any of those. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 should be 5. So that quickly concludes significant digits and measurements.